It's a pleasure to discuss the Philadelphia football team. Thank you for joining me during the draft. I'm delighted to be here. Congratulations on your accomplishments. It's inspiring to see someone from the region excelling in sports. Radio. I know you're a huge fan of the team, having grown up in Montgomery County. You often appear on radio shows to talk about the latest news, and recently you interviewed the defensive coordinator. I recommend everyone watch that interview. It's worth noting that he's also from the area. He's from Dunmore, just outside Scranton. I spent 3.5 years in Scranton, though I'm originally from Westchester. I'm curious about your experience with the defensive coordinator and the various radio and podcast programs you've joined. What do you value in those conversations? On a personal level, why is it meaningful for you to show you're more than a politician and can also participate in sports debates? For me, love of sports is truly a core part of my identity. Since childhood, around 12 or 13 years old, I clearly remember the first time I called an AM sports radio station, 6:10 AM to be exact. If that sounds familiar to you, I remember it vividly. It really shaped my experience and fueled my passion for the game. My passion for sports is part of who I am. Though I'm not much of a TV watcher, when I find a moment to relax, I enjoy sitting on the couch or even using my iPad in the car to catch some live games. Ideally, I'll be watching a Philadelphia team, but I follow any NBA playoff action, even if the local team isn't competing this year. At the heart of my answer is that I'm simply passionate about sports, and that passion has stayed with me all my life. I also love interacting with people and debating topics beyond politics and government. I'm always open to addressing those issues. That's my duty as a public servant, but I find enormous satisfaction engaging in conversations outside my daily responsibilities. Sometimes I call into sports radio shows and they ask me about current events or decisions I've made, which gives me the chance to discuss a variety of topics with a different audience. I believe it's vital to connect with people in that space, especially considering how many listen to sports podcasts or consume online content about their favorite teams. I cherish that opportunity. I really enjoy talking sports and interacting with fans. By the way, I had the chance to take part in the Super Bowl parade in Philadelphia, and it was magical. I saw the team right at the start of the parade near the Shreep Sports Complex. Then I took the subway back to City Hall. Seeing thousands of fans gathered to celebrate the team's Super Bowl triumph was incredible. The performance against the opposing team was unforgettable. Watching the floats roll by and waving to the players, coaches, and staff was indescribable. You couldn't deny the fantastic atmosphere. Imagine millions of fans celebrating a memorable Super Bowl victory. What a spectacular performance against Kansas City. As the floats passed, it was thrilling to wave at the athletes, coaches, and everyone involved. I've got to admit, I've got a pretty good arm. I threw a beer about 40 yards perfectly on target. I couldn't catch the one another fan tossed me though. I was about to throw again when I noticed I was aiming at a prominent Pennsylvania figure. We needed to keep their image intact. I couldn't hit them like I did someone else on the float. What was it like riding on that float? It's something many dream of but few get to experience. You could take in the sights and sounds carrying the trophy down Broad Street to the art museum. It was dazzling for someone who grew up in a challenging environment without parades or championships. It was truly incredible. As a fan, I felt profoundly honored to be invited to join the players and float through our city. It was indescribable. The lines of people were endless. Millions were there. And it was wonderful to witness pure joy on their faces. It was fascinating to see the generational differences between younger and older fans. Now I have to say, you're the kind of person who complicates things. I noticed what you did when you mentioned my beer throw. You were hurling it over, right? That's how a teammate got hit in the head. I probably caught around 20 beers. People would shout, "Go ahead, throw carefully," and I'd catch them. I can't say I drank them all, but I caught them. With another teammate, a beer was thrown forcefully and struck him right in the head. When we got off the bus behind the art museum, we all talked about fans throwing beers at us, and I saw a teammate bleeding from his head. I asked what happened. He'd been hit by a can. Next time, fans need to be more careful. As we rode around the back of the art museum, the conversation turned to how those fervent fans were pelting us with beers, and I noticed another teammate nursing a head wound. I asked what happened, and He said he'd been hit by a beer can. Clearly, fans need to exercise more caution next time. It's essential that the mind of one of the team's leaders remains fully intact and protected for this season and many seasons to come. Your expertise is vital as you continue to shine and cement your reputation as one of the league's top general managers. I must admit, I was a few rows back, so I had to really nail that beer throw to reach the float. Turning to the 2024 season, 14 regular season wins, an impressive playoff run, and then the unexpected triumph over Kansas City. Initially, I thought they'd face a tough challenge, but they dominated, pressuring the quarterback without a single blitz. Reflecting on that Super Bowl season, winning their second title since 2017, what stands out? There are many moments to consider, but the Week 2 bye raised questions about whether the coach could keep the locker room together. Could he motivate everyone? Clearly, he succeeded, demonstrating remarkable leadership alongside the quarterback and the rest of the team. That resilience was crucial. Once they hit their stride, it was a dramatic contrast to the previous year when they faltered down the stretch with about 5 or 6 games left. Overcoming that mental barrier was key, and I was impressed by their professionalism and execution of the game plan in every playoff game. Interestingly, I thought one of the coaches had a strategy to contain the quarterback without blitzing in the Super Bowl. I recently had the opportunity to interview him. He's an exceptional person. It's important to recognize those who achieve greatness, and he's certainly one of them. When I asked about it, he mentioned they made adjustments throughout the game. They identified what was working and kept building on it. At first, I thought it was a preset plan, but it was much more fluid. In any case, that team came prepared with their tactics, adapted as the game progressed, and maintained an impressive level of professionalism and focus on their primary goal, winning the Super Bowl. And they did. One of the interesting points in my conversation with Fangio was his relationship with Howie Roseman. We discussed Roseman's vision after finishing the 2023 season 6-7. He firmly stated that things would turn around and referenced hiring Fangio as a defensive coordinator. Your connection with Roseman is intriguing, and I'd love to know how that relationship formed. Are there memorable stories about him you could share? To start, I prefer not to delve into our personal conversations, but I can say I strive to keep our relationship separate from professional matters. He also tends to avoid discussing his responsibilities with me. We're both involved in areas that are obviously distinct, but I have great respect for the work he does. The story I shared during my interview with Fangio was intended to show that Roseman possesses self-confidence, a clear plan, and a solid understanding of his direction, with Fangio playing a key role in that process from the moment he was hired, before bringing in new players and pieces. I believe Roseman, as a leader and executive, is an exceptional personality. There's much we can learn from him, even outside sports. He truly values collaboration and teamwork. When he was hired, before adding new players and pieces to the roster, it became clear how he stands out as a leader and executive. Many people could benefit from his insights, even outside sports. He demonstrates confidence in his abilities, surrounding himself with an exceptional executive team. His work ethic is unparalleled, and he dedicates himself tirelessly to achieving the desired results in his realm, winning a championship. It's probably more efficient for everyone to stay in their areas of expertise, especially if he's offering political insights while discussing football strategies. The idea of trading up for a player like Giad Campbell is fascinating, and I value that pick. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a bold and historic move, the Philadelphia Eagles have officially signed Tyreek Hill, marking what is being hailed as the greatest acquisition in the franchise's history. Known for his explosive speed, game-breaking agility, and elite playmaking ability, Hill's arrival sends shockwaves through the NFL and solidifies the Eagles as a formidable contender for the upcoming season. Hill, who previously starred for the Kansas City Chiefs and the Miami Dolphins, brings a resume packed with accolades, including multiple Pro Bowl selections, All-Pro honors, and a Super Bowl title. His on-field production speaks volumes, Over 10,000 receiving yards, nearly 80 touchdowns, and countless moments that defied defensive schemes and left fans in awe. Now, Philadelphia fans can look forward to that same level of electricity lighting up Lincoln Financial Field. For the Eagles, a team already rich in talent and ambition, this signing signals a win-now mentality. The franchise has made significant strides in recent seasons, but Hill's addition could be the final piece that propels them from contenders to champions. Quarterback Jalen Hurts gains an elite weapon capable of turning short passes into long touchdowns and stretching defenses in ways few others can. Opposing secondaries will now be forced to account for Hill on every snap, potentially opening up the field for other offensive stars. The financial terms of the deal remain undisclosed, but sources indicate the Eagles spared no expense in securing Hill's talents. The organization's commitment to excellence is clear, and this move may be remembered as a turning point in the team's pursuit of sustained greatness. Fans across Philadelphia are celebrating the news, and expectations have soared to new heights. With Tyreek Hill donning midnight green, the Eagles have taken a giant leap forward. The league has been put on notice. The birds are ready to fly higher than ever. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.